to Gary. Missy, I'll give you a chance to focus on right over here. The title of mine is Growing Up for the Second Time. I had my childhood, and then I went off to college and turned 20 years old and came back, and things happened, and I had an opportunity to grow up again with the Herman Gerber kids. I'm 5 years older than the oldest, so I'm a lot older than the youngest. And it all started one day. I just happened to roam down to the garage, and nothing particular to do. And Herman said to me, "Let's go for a ride." Okay? So we went up somewhere north of Winter and hooked onto a car, repossessing obviously, and I was in the car behind. I had never done that before. I was trying to keep the chain tight. Herman looked in the mirror, but never got mad. And we somehow made it home. Probably lost a bumper on the car, who knows. And a couple days later, he sent somebody else to my place to get me. We're going to change some tractor tires or some truck tires. And with that, for some reason, I just hung around for 12 years. I worked in the garage those 12 summers, the greatest times of my life. During that first summer, and I'm not sure if it's 1962, I met Gary, who eventually became my best friend. And he said, "Well, why don't you come back to the house some night, we'll play a little wiffle ball." So I got involved in that wiffle ball. And after the first night, it seemed to go on until 10 we left the clock all hours of the night. Next night, the same. Somehow I just hung around for about 12 years. Well, maybe a month into the summer, I was invited in for supper. And Lois could make about 20 different varieties of food out of this venison that Herman shot. Once in a while, Marna would have macaroni and cheese, I think was the most.
Macaroni and hamburger.
I hung around there Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. I just hung around there for 12 years. And fabulous. It was all just fabulous. I often think of Lois, you know, when I'm home, I think of the way I treat kids and stuff, of Lois saying to herself when she's laying in bed during this era of time, "Does that kid really have a home? Do I really need another kid? Does he know the cost of groceries?" Obviously, he was the biggest eater. I never got the hint. I just hung around for 12 years. The memories of the family, the home, the fun, the hardship, they go on and on and on. I have so many memories of my baby sister, Halo, my baby brother, Rick, and Gary, and the baby, Dave. I guess that hasn't changed. The memories of Herman and all he's done for me. Real base. He was a real base, a real consistent person. He was a disciplined father in my eyes, and yet he was fair, firm, and fun. And was I afraid of Herman? Probably. I don't think that's a bad thing to admit. But I have a list of memories, and that goes on. But I want to give a couple of them to you. In his house, he had a reclining chair. And whoever sat in the reclining chair was free willing till Herman came in. And it was no words, just simply. It didn't question it. He just got out of there. Gary and I and Don went on vacation about the first or second summer. And Herman thought it would be a pretty good idea for us to maybe tow back a car in Nebraska on the way back from Montana. And that ended up being cost too much. And And I remember Lois saying, well, this is just one time, you gotta get up and get out of here at 6 o'clock in the morning. So we were all headed west before Herman ever got to the garage. She gave us a toolbar and all this stuff. Hunting, I hunted a few years with the corporation, and I remember Herman would always say, well, boys, here's what we'll do. I will go here, and then the rest of you can go here or somewhere, and then the rest of you drive. But he always knew where he was going to go. And it just appeared he shot the bucks. He saw the bucks. The rest of us just wandered around like we didn't know what was going on. I don't know if any of that has changed. I remember a very famous repossession of an automobile in Hayward. Herman and I and Gary and Don, might have been others, went up there because this fellow owed the garage $500, $1,000, whatever it was. We got there, the car we were being possessed, flat tires, baby diapers, and Herman simply said, knock on the door, see if the guy's home. He wasn't. And he said, take anything in there that's worth anything. Chainsaw, got a motorcycle, a guitar, and a 22. And got right to the garage. And I never heard any more about it. I don't know how that came off, but he got some pretty nice stuff. I remember at the supper table, the many times that I was there, Herman had the ability to take a fork and fire it maybe 6 feet across the table into the bread, and then say the Lois, which really pissed her off. I remember the umpiring in the window, because I was one of the better ball players there. Marna was there. And Herman would make those calls. Jim says we accepted them. No, everybody accepted them except Jim. A memory that I will tell Marie about a lot when I'm going somewhere. Herman would say, and this ticked Lois off too, I'm going to a ball game. And everybody that heard it had better scramble and get in the car because within 5 minutes he was going, if there was anybody with him or not. And many times, I think Lois was left behind.
Yeah,
He was
we
the
get them
slowest.
already.
Yeah, he was the slowest. And my conclusion basically is this. Herman, I love you. Lois, I love you. Always have. I don't want to get emotional because I am emotional, but the one thing that will stick in my mind forever, Christmas Eve would come around 3 o'clock, and Herman would come to Gary or I and say, here's the $20 bill. Okay. Maybe some towels, shirt, socks. Oh, okay. We have Campbell's store to get it or something. Next year, 3, 4 o'clock, Herman would say, get something. Okay, so whatever, we go out for something, the ladies would get her a shirt or something. Well, I got that covered, Herman. I have Lois's present from you. Bought and wrapped. We'll put it in the tree this year. It's all set.
I gotta tell 2 quick joke stories that when he worked at the garage that I remember when I was about 16-year-old. One happened up at, they're quick and short, one happened up at Ashland. Is there a town called Mason up there or something? There was a farm, we went to a farm up there to deliver a tractor and we unloaded it, Joe and I unloaded it, and then I hopped on the thing. Joe said start it up, and we just rolled it off. He said start it up, drive it over there, and the farmer came out then. And the damn thing wouldn't start. Turn it, wouldn't start, and the farmer just started ranting and raving and swearing. You bring this up here, it's a piece of junk. And I said, Joe, help me out here. And Joe pretended he was retarded. The guy chewed me out of a 16-year-old. Back in the truck. That's one. And then the other was a repossession job, too. We went down by is to repossess a snowmobile. That was my first repossession job, and Joe was telling me how to handle these, because I would be taking most going back to college or something. And anyways, when we loaded up that snowmobile, he said, and Herman always says that you go back with more than what you went for. So he went into the shed there, and he got out a real nice toolbox, and he was carrying it along toward the pickup. And then he says, "Here, we don't need this wrench," and he took the wrench out and threw it through the guy's window. I was scared. Anyway, there were my two stories.
Well, I'm not as prepared as everybody else was. I was just